Welcome to another episode of In Search of Santa Cruz. Today we go in search of the blue whale. Ms. Blue, as she is affectionately known, is a blue whale skeleton on exhibit at the Seymour Marine Discovery Center, part of the Long Marine Laboratory at the University of California, Santa Cruz. The blue whale is the largest species of animal in the world, and perhaps the largest that has ever lived. It can reach a length of 100 feet and tip the scales at 160 tons. Each summer, blue whales visit the waters off central California to feed. The story of the skeleton begins in early September 1979, when a dead whale washed up on a beach in San Mateo County, 30 miles north of Santa Cruz. The event made headlines in the newspapers, prompting thousands of curious onlookers over the Labor Day weekend. Study by scientists revealed that it was a female blue whale, about 50 years old, that had died of natural causes. Seldom do blue whales wash ashore, so scientists from the Long Marine Lab decided to try to salvage the rare skeleton. 7 people worked 15 days with flensing knives, cutting bones from the rotting flesh. There was no vehicle access to the beach, so the heavy bones had to be hauled up a cliff. A helicopter was called in to lift the 3,500-pound skull. After arrival at the Marine Lab, the bones were cleaned with the help of student interns and laid out on the ground. The skeleton was displayed in this way for several years until 1985, when funding was obtained to mount the skeleton in a life position. The Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History had recently mounted a 72-foot blue whale skeleton. The staff there had done considerable research for the exhibit and generously shared their engineering plans and techniques for creating a durable, lifelike display. A blue whale skeleton at the California Academy of Sciences was also examined. Back in Santa Cruz, the first step was to finish cleaning the bones, scraping, chiseling, and cutting away the remaining dried cartilage and tissue. Natural oils and dirt were removed with a steam cleaner and pressure washer. Many of the vertebrae had broken spines. These were repaired with steel rods, foam, auto body putty, and fiberglass. The best way to keep the bones from weathering was to paint them. They were painted with exterior latex house paint, bone white. The skeleton was mounted on top of steel posts and secured with large bolts. To create the arched back, a 2-inch pipe was crimped every 2 feet to make a gradual curve. A hole was drilled through the centrum of each vertebra so each could be strung onto the pipe, much like beads on a necklace. In life, 2 to 3 inches of cartilage separated each vertebra. This was represented by discs cut out of polyurethane foam and then covered in fiberglass and resin. The rib cage was bolted to its own steel framework attached to the main support posts. Each piece of steel had to be custom cut, bent, and drilled. An X-ray of the flipper provided a guide for the exact placement of the bones. The flippers were the last elements to be mounted. In 1986, after a year of work, the completed mount was dedicated. About 80% of the skeleton had been salvaged. In the year 2000, Marine Lab personnel relocated the skeleton about 100 feet to the new Seymour Marine Discovery Center, which houses public displays, classrooms, and an aquarium. For the new mount, casts of the missing bones were made, thus completing the skeleton. At 86 feet, it is one of the largest whale skeletons on exhibit in the world. The skeleton illustrates some of the many ways these mammals are adapted to life in the ocean. The giant mouth for filtering plankton, the modification of the forelimbs into flippers, the location of the nose on the top of the head, and the lack of hind legs. Every year, thousands of school children visit Seymour Center and learn the saga of Ms. Blue. Docent tour guides tell about the life history of this endangered species, its significance in ocean ecosystems, and how these animals were nearly exterminated by hunting.